Yo, what's good? It's your boy Big Steve, and welcome to the Haze and Blue, where we smoke and talk Michigan football. So let's get into it. So this Saturday, Michigan will be in Oklahoma. Night game. Game day will be there. I will be there. When I tell you I've been waiting on this fucking game for over 10 years now, and this motherfucker is finally here. I can't wait. It's going to be crazy. OU won. They opened the game against Illinois State. Michigan came and out and beat New Mexico for their opening game, which set up two top 20 programs right now. And it's going to be a great fucking game. And let's just talk a little bit about it. You know, two teams that come in with similar situations struggled last year, beat Alabama. Both teams beat Alabama, but both teams did not live up to the success they would like to have. Um, Oklahoma, very historic program, had a new offensive coordinator come in, also a new quarterback, the number one quarterback in the transfer portal, John Mentier, similar to Michigan with Chip Lindsey and Bryce Underwood. So two teams that struggled all year to pass the ball last year, had great defenses and returning a lot of defensive talent. Oklahoma definitely has some talent coming back on that D-line. So it's going to be a great motherfucking game. But just talk a little bit about OU's offense right now. John Mentier, kind of quick release guy. He's going to throw the ball. Our secondary is going to get tested. You know, we used a lot of players the first game, you know, Metcalf and Curtis, and a lot of players are rotating. This the type of game I feel you're going to have your best players in the game because John Mentier will come out and throw that ball. 392, like I say, it was against Illinois State, but both teams, last year was horrible. So both teams happy as fuck right now. But Oklahoma feel like they got their guy right now, and they're going to come to make a big statement. You know, they in the SEC now. You know, Michigan coming off a championship a couple years ago. This is a big playoff implication type game. You know, Michigan, young quarterback going on the road in a hostile environment with a great defensive coordinator. And so John Mentier, he's going to look to pass the ball. So our defense is going to, secondary is going to have to make some fucking plays. Jazeer Hill, you're going to have to keep your head on the motherfucking swivel because his favorite target so far is Kendante Lewis. Receiver had 9 catches, 119 yards. So he's going to look to pass the ball. And I feel if Michigan keep him in the pocket because he had over 600 rushing yards last year at Washington State. You know, he's a kind of shifty guy, similar to Baker Mayfield, not as physical running as Baker was. So we're going to have to keep Mentor in the pocket. We're going to have to. You know, being that we're going to be without Barham, one of our fastest defensive players, we cannot afford to allow this dude to escape out the pocket, buy time, and throw the ball downfield. Their running back, Tory Blaylock, I believe, the transfer from California. He was hurt last year. Their offensive line didn't look too much, you know, but once again, it was against a team where they didn't have to use too much. Their defense, they do have a fast defense. That's one thing I would say about them. So we're going to have to run the ball. Michigan, run the ball, Chip Lindsey. I know Bryce Underwood looked good passing that ball, but we cannot turn into the other state guys and get gun-ho with passing the ball and forget our fucking bread and butter. Brett Venable takes a long time to call plays. And somebody who played at Oklahoma, as in Coach Sherrod Moore, and Brett Venable was his defensive coordinator. I know Moore was an offensive lineman, but Brett Venable was OU's defensive coordinator when he was there. So he know how this dude like to call plays. And I remember back when he got exposed by Ohio State because he takes a long time to call his plays. Hopefully Michigan can take advantage of that and run the ball. You know, I saw Oklahoma look like they use a lot of speed. I didn't see too many big guys up front. They do got some good D linemen. Not saying they're a small defense. I just didn't see the big guys up front like Michigan have, where you got 4 or 5 guys on the D line weighing 300 plus. You know, their DNs did look good. So our tackles link. We're going to have to get that squared away before this game because their DNs can really change this game. You know, run the ball, run at the middle of that defense. You know, I didn't see too many big backers. I saw, like I said, I saw a lot of speed on the field. Yeah, man. It's going to be a great environment. If you there, man, drop a comment, holla at your boy, man. I've been waiting on this game for a fucking while now. It's going to be a great fucking game. I'm glad both teams was able to find a quarterback. Because if I had to wait 10 years to see that shit that was on the field, no disrespect to David Warren, but fuck that nigga. If I had to see that shit this year, that would have hurt it. So Bryce Underwood, this is your time to shine. This is your time to shine. Justin Hayes, Jordan Marshall. We're going to have to just get physical with these dudes on the run. Because like I say, they kind of a small, this is like a old Oklahoma Big 12 team. Where their fear is going against a team like Michigan who's looking to run the ball, it can be a bad day. But if we get into a shootout, it will worry the fuck out of me because I feel they got a quarterback, I feel, who can throw that motherfucker. So do we. But we have a run game advantage that I feel we need to use. So Tim Lindsey did a great job. Like I say, the Rashard Barham situation, man, the situation was upheld. It was clearly bullshit. I definitely feel like it was, hey, we get a chance to stick it to Michigan, we go do it. And they did it. I'm glad it's just the first half, you know, of a game where I feel we got the depth. It wasn't like if we don't have Barham, it was going to be just fucking pandemonium. But Cole Sullivan looked at him and Jimmy Roder are the best backup linebackers in the nation. Salute to Sherrod Moore and Week Mendell and for being able to keep those dudes like TJ Guy and Jimmy Roder. Just keep that depth, man. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to the run game. Get Marlon Klein involved a lot. Get some jump balls. They secondary looks small. Let's see, can we take advantage of that? Use Donovan McCauley's height. Last game, we threw a lot of passes east and west. I don't think we want to do that this game. This defense is going to be fast. Not saying I don't trust Bryce Underwood's arm. I just know that defense is going to be fast. And throwing that bitch east and west got pick six written all over it. Sooner or later, he's a true freshman. So with Marlon Klein and McCauley, two tall players, we can definitely, if we're going to throw the ball, let's throw some jump balls. Let's throw some 50-50 balls. You know, let's get some easy 50-50 balls. Let's get these receivers some confidence. You know, I feel Chaney Goodwin definitely got some confidence going right now. Samaj Morgan, he's a fucking weapon. But at the end of the day, we got to stick to the bread and butter. Justice Hayes, Jordan Marshall, run that fucking ball. Chip Lindsey, it's on you, man. Bryce Underwood, I'm looking to see how he's going to handle it. Because once again, he's going to see some pressure. Oklahoma's definitely got some speed off the edge. They some big guys on the edge, so they got some speed. And our tackles didn't look the best, especially handling speed. So that's something I want to see how they're going to use Bryce. Are they going to roll them out a lot, which I think would be awesome because he can definitely throw the ball on the run from every fucking angle. Whatever you do, just if you're going to pass it, don't sit him back there in the pocket and taking no hits. We know he's tough. We know he like to be physical, but you got to protect him from his fucking self. We can't afford to lose him on no bullshit. So, Michigan, Oklahoma, night game in Norman, game day, 6:30 Central Time. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to be there early. I don't know how fucking early, but I'm going to be ready. I've been waiting on this game forever, man. Once again, Michigan and Oklahoma. I believe this only like the second time they ever played each other. So I'm going to want to see how we approach this game. Because I'm kind of scared because Bryce Underwood, his potential is so great that we're not so used to seeing it like Oklahoma have. We didn't have Heisman-type quarterback numbers. And so to see somebody who can pass it, you want to just say still run the ball. But, hey, if you got him, you might as well use him. If he's that guy, let's see. I love to see a day where we got 350 passing yards, 2 receivers over 100 yards, tight end 93 yards. I love that every game shit. TJ Guy, Brandon Moore. Can they dominate the edge and put pressure on John Mintier and get him rattled early? Because somebody's going to have to break early. It's 2 teams coming off seasons where they couldn't throw the ball at all. Now they got weapons. They're going to throw that motherfucker. Oklahoma's going to throw the ball. They're going to run it once or twice. Michigan stuffed that shit. They passing the ball the rest of the game. So Jair Hill, Brandon Hillman, this is going to be a secondary player's dream. Going against a team that's one-dimensional, you put pressure on the quarterback. Let's see, can we make some plays? Because TJ McCaff, we got depth in that secondary like crazy. Like I say, Mason Curtis, 5 solo tackles. That's what's up. Ernest Hausman. Etta. We got some players on this defense. We got depth, man. But it's all going to depend on the secondary. Make some plays. Don't give up the big plays. We've been in situations where we had the D-line that normally put pressure like that. We don't know if we got that D-line right now or not. We wasn't able to see that against fucking New Mexico. All we know, we got a D-line that just getting hemmed up and John Mintier back there looking to throw that motherfucker. So we got to see, can we got some guys that can come out and win a one-on-one battle and dominate it? We knew what we had in the past. Do we got that guy that's going to dominate the game up front? I know it's one player who can. And he's not going to be coming back into the motherfucking second half. And they fuck my dog. Like, this is football. We can't punish a nigga for being physical. Shit, I don't even think they got my nigga on here right now. Damn, I don't even see my dog on the stats. Why the fuck I don't see Burnham? I don't even see this nigga. But anyway, I feel Burnham is definitely somebody who can win one-on-one matches, especially off that edge. I don't see nobody keeping up with him off that edge. He's a beast. So we're going to see two great defensive coordinators, two great defenses, two historic great programs. It don't happen often. Michigan, Oklahoma. It's finna fucking go down, man. When I tell you, boy, it's finna fucking go down. It's finna fucking go down. I can't fucking wait. I'm excited as shit right now. My predictions for the game. I want to say 45-28 Michigan. 45-28 Michigan. And the reason I say 45-28 Michigan, for the simple fact, I think Michigan's going to come out similar to how he called against Penn State, where he's going to run the ball. They're going to come out expecting that we want to show off this motherfucking trophy we got. And no, motherfucker, we going to put Max Bredesen in motion and punch you niggas in the motherfucking mouth. That's what we're going to do. So, Jordan Marshall, this is the type of game where we want those 5 to 6 yards. We will accept the big playability of Justin Hayes, but we're going to need those tough yards to wear down that D line, because I don't think they got the defensive line depth to go 3 quarters deep with a team that's going to just run the ball with depth. We can change out linemen. We can change out running backs. Don't get me wrong. Oklahoma is in a situation like that as well. They have weapons. I just feel they don't got as many weapons as a Justin Hayes or a Marlon Klein. I'm sorry, number 12, like, he's a great player, nice tight end, but he's no Marlon Klein. You know, Lewis, the receiver, I'm kind of worried about. But if we can get physical with these dudes, we're going to win the game. Similar to the TCU game not too long ago. If we throw the ball and pick sixes, then we putting ourselves in a fucked up situation. Pick six is going to put us in a fucked up situation. But if we run the ball and stay within that game plan and look for the big play abilities of a McCauley or a Marlon Klein, then we'll be okay. But that east to west passing, I feel that's not going to work this game. We're going to have to run it at this defense, because I don't feel they have the depth. They have some great players on the defensive line. Some 5 stars. Don't get me wrong. They have some good players on their defensive line. I just don't feel they have the depth to keep up with a team who can probably run the ball all fucking game. We can run that ball, couple passes here and there, look for the deep pass, and just dominate that way. We don't want to get in the shootout with you dudes. And it's very important that we really look into dominating this game with the fact that Sherrod Moore is going to be out the next 2 games, especially going into Nebraska in 2 weeks. We definitely going to have to set the tone early against Oklahoma. We don't want to go into that suspension 1-1. Because then we got to worry about going on the road to Nebraska, and that can get ugly. So, like I say, 45-28. I think the defensive line come up big for the simple fact that we got depth at that D tackle spot to rotate players unless Oklahoma just push up the tempo, similar to what Texas did to us last year, where we just keep the Tide dudes on the field. But those players from that, Aneta, those type of guys, they got experience now. So, with that being said, man, 45-28, I think Michigan win this game. I think this is the game that's really going to put Michigan on the radar for the playoff prediction. This is the game right here where I feel Oklahoma is probably up there with South Carolina and LSU in the SEC. I think Oklahoma have that type of team. So it's no cupcake. It's no cupcake. It's definitely going to be a physical game. Oklahoma's going to bring speed. They're going to bring a quarterback who definitely got accuracy, who's mobile. They're going to bring a defensive coordinator similar to he's going to try to do to Bryce Underwood what Matt Patricia did to Arch Manning. He's going to try to do some shit to where he's going to see if Bryce Underwood can use his eyes and really read defenses like that because he's that type of coordinator. He's been doing it for a while. He's been, for the last 20 years, he's been one of the top defensive coordinators in all of football. He was a head coach only the last 2 years, but Brett Venables a very, very respectable defensive coordinator. Do we run Bryce Underwood more this game? Seeing that he's the type of guy who's willing to block a dude with his throwing shoulder, I don't think he give a fuck. If he got to run that bitch, he will. So we dominate the run game. We dominate the line of scrimmage. And we keep Oklahoma offense on the sideline. Keep him on the sideline, get the D-line tired, and just wear him out going into the fourth quarter. But, hey, night game. If you in Oklahoma, man, slide through, holler at your boy. I'm going to be out there all fucking day tailgating. So if you got a tailgate, holler at me. We gonna be out there all motherfucking day. I got a couple OU friends I'm gonna be tailgating with, but it's gonna be exciting, man. So Michigan fans, Oklahoma fans, tap in. Go motherfucking